There's a DC-3 in the air, it's a beauty.
Is this the airport in Berlin, what used to be all surrounded by buildings, or is that a different one?
I think they're all surrounded by buildings.
Oh, there was a night like a 1930s one, which was all Art Deco and stuff. Very close at centre of Berlin, I think.
That was Tempelhof. We
Sorry?
are Tegel. That was Berlin Tempelhof, and we are in Tegel.
Okay.
Both only live in flight gear, not in the real world any longer.
Udo, have you seen that film that Stuart was on about Civil War?
I have not. You mean here?
Well, no, it's a film, but the thing is, I tried to watch it on my streaming service, and it was like the video was freezing and the sound was playing all on at real time in the background, and I didn't know if that's how it was made or whether it's just a poor copy of the actual film.
Sounds like a bandwidth issue or download issue.
Well, it didn't download its streaming service.
Ah.
But I didn't know if it was made like that, you know, like, because it's, you get like a flash of video, then that freezes, and talking in the background, then it changes to a different scene.
Well,
I didn't know whether it was actually filmed that way, you know, to make it more dramatic, or whether it was a poor copy.
Sounds like Netflix.
Well, it's off a streaming service, I don't know which is the original provider. Tried several times, it hasn't improved. But I just wanted to know if it actually is like a normal film or not.
No, I'll try to get at it this week and take a look and see if I can figure it out.
But it's modern America or near future America.
Haha, I don't think we have a future, mate.
Nor does Mexico.
Or Canada.
You're alright now, because now Mr. Trump's done his Bitcoin, you can bribe him quite easily by buying some of his Bitcoins.
No, nope, don't think so. Not for me. Too speculative for me.
See, in our country, if a politician becomes in charge, they have to give up all their business interests for, you know, conflict.
Yeah, but he's passed it on to his wife though. He stopped his and she's doing hers.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like similar over here, but I mean the guy wouldn't even release his tax information so people could check and make sure he wasn't cheating. It's like he's an entity up to his own. The rules don't apply.
The runway we're using now, we're heading east from the takeoff point.
Yeah, I'm going, or from the point where I was, I'm going to the end of 26 left, or yeah, L06 left. I'm sorry.
Bugger, I haven't installed the fucking scenery. Be back in a minute.
Go!
Okay, so I just downloaded this one. Is it smoking now?
Okay, hang on a second. I'll check it in a second, man. Thanks for doing that. Yes, it's still smoking. Shit. Never mind. I don't know what's going on.
Wasn't it doing something last time we did
What, the B-47?
I think it was a 47.
Not that I remember. I'm on a 08 left, so.
Heading down towards you.
Let me go find something else and I'll catch up.
It's okay, don't knock yourself out. We'll figure it out. Remind me to take a look at that this week and find out WTF.
Who is smoking?
The P-47 that November 66 was flying, I see smoke.
I don't.
Oh shit. So it's something on my machine. Never mind, don't screw with it. I'll fix it on this end.
Okay.
I've probably been making changes that didn't apply. Got a mind like a sieve, you guys. Actually, it's kind of like a bear trap. It's like a spring steel trap. Shit wanders in and gets mangled.
Well, the one that's bad was it Flash who were flying a Navy fighter and the wings were folded up and it was still flying.
Oh yeah, for some reason he wants to pick the most obscure piece of shit that hasn't been developed for decades and brings it to a flight night. I don't know why he does that, but whatever. I guess we'd be due for a brief. Weather is going to be core high pressure, time is noon. Target altitude on this first leg is going to be 6,000 feet. We'll be climbing there at a rate of 900 feet per minute until we get there. Target Speed is 270 knots. This is a little fast, but if I want to see all the stuff I wanted you guys to see, we got to go that fast. So should be able to manage it easily at 6,000 feet. Initially, we'll hold runway heading. Which I make to be 80 degrees until we kind of get up off the ground, and then I'm going to turn to our first destination of Echo Delta Bravo, which I have right now is GPS FMS 140. So anybody can't keep up, just scream and I'll back her down a little bit until we get back formed up. Anybody not ready to go?
Me?
Okay, we're waiting. We're waiting on you, buddy.
I'm on my way. From misery to happiness again.
How did I know that was coming?
Yeah, it's a storm. It's a proper storm. They're still giving warnings for strong winds, especially in Scotland, and flooding. And somebody died yesterday when a tree fell on their car.
Oh, God.
And it's got a funny name. Storm.
Owen.
Sorry?
Owen.
Owen, yeah. E-O-W-Y-N.
Pilot Stewart said he had two caravans damaged at the caravan park by trees falling on them. That's gotta suck rocks.
I got a bloody glider. N66.
Yeah, it's in the P47D.
Well, apparently I ain't got it. Goodbye. Right, flight. I'm ready.
Roger that. Watch me for the roll. Rolling. That was one fast fucking P-38.
What the fuck was that?
Accelerated time.
Sure. Yeah, some reason it was on 4 times acceleration. I don't know how the hell they
I'm gonna fucking say Jesus.
Oh my! Thought I was the only one. Holding runway vector about 80 degrees. Rolling up to 270 knots.
I'll circle round and come back towards you. Can't remember pressing the A key, so I don't know what the hell happened there.
Who knows? It's flight gear, man.
Uh, 250 knots.
270.
270.
That's what we're looking for.
What's a flight?
Turning toward our first Turning toward first destination.
1850. Oh, sorry, flight.
Turning toward first destination, GPS FMS 170, Mark. Climbing through about 2,000 feet on my way to 6,000. From Oswald's perspective, his fancy Mitsubishi J2M3.
Can you say heading again, please?
Current heading GPS 1 FMS is 180.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Down there is Berlin International Airport.
Passing through 3,700 feet on my way to 6,000. I have achieved 270 knots. Can check out this airport. This is a pretty cool airport. All these airports in Germany are pretty dang cool, or most of them are pretty cool. I can say all of them. Turn to new heading of 200 degrees. Still shy of 6,000 feet by about 1,100 feet. Still climbing.
Yeah, all the videos of airliners coming into land yesterday, having to crab in sideways.
Man. So that was like a straight line wind?
Yeah, it was coming from the southwest, off the Atlantic, across Ireland, then up to Scotland. But,
probably no such thing as climate change, eh?
well, we've had a few storms recently.
I mean, you guys don't usually get that. It's not like you're in Kansas, USA, where shit hits the fan on a regular basis. Leveling at 6,000 feet, 270 knots.
I have seen mini tornadoes even around where I used to go flying. They're not like the ones you get in America. They are
Oh, no.
actually proper tornadoes.
Hopefully you guys don't get the stuff like we've had. Like we had a straight line wind that just inundated the Midwest here. Was that in 2020?
Well, we're affected by the jet stream, so depending, the jet stream comes across the Atlantic, and depending how far north or how far south it is, and because it's like a sine wave, it just depends whether we're getting Arctic weather or weather from the south.
Hey, Ollie,
It's
your gear's still down, bro. There you go.
Yeah, I got a bit distracted when it set off at 4 times speed. I mean, like a carrier launch.
Zoom! It was pretty impressive to watch you go past. I was frightened.
I was jealous.
I can't remember pressing the A key to do it unless I was typing on the wrong keyboard on the other computer. That's a bit annoying when you're trying to type something on the other machine to look something up, and then you start typing on the other computer and there's nothing happening.
Joe! Been there, done that. So I used to have a desktop and a laptop when I was still working. I do that all the time. Why am I not typing anything? Because you're on the wrong keyboard, you butthead.
Yeah, well, I tried one of them all seeing dancing KV, whatever it is, like a switcher.
KVM.
One mouse, one keyboard.
KVM.
And 3 different computers, but it worked fine for about 5 minutes. And started
Keyboard,
screwing
video,
stuff up.
mouse.
Sorry?
KVM switch.
Yeah, but it was like
Keyboard,
meant to be
video,
a fancy
mouse.
one, but not a mechanical thing. It was, it had its own remote control, and also did the video as well, so you could share the video onto one big monitor. But it started playing screw with it, so I had to go back to standard. So what size monitor do people use nowadays?
I don't know what size this one is. It's wider than it is high. It's like a widescreen, one of them curved ass monitors. I think it's like 32 inches or something. No, it's not that wide. We'll call it 27.
I got a G-Master Red Eagle 27 4K.
Well, just,
That looks good.
I've got 3 screens. I had one for my work laptop, one on my main machine, and I have another monitor which is actually it's a TV as well, so I can actually watch TV at the same time as using the main computer. But
Like there's anything on to watch.
But the
Multitasking.
well, I have all my video recorders piped throughout the house, so I can watch videos on TVs in the kitchen, in the living room, and in the bedroom, and also I can watch it in my office at the same time if I'm watching something. I watch the TV live. But the thing is, my work machine I don't use now, so if I pull that on one out, I'll get a
Mainly
bigger
porn.
monitor in the middle.
Mainly porn. That's hilarious. That's naughty. You are naughty, naughty, naughty. I love it. Oh, God. That P-47 Razorback is certainly an attractive aircraft. Oh my God. Now I remember why I developed it.
Straight into the clouds.
That Raid and P-47 are right beside each other. This makes nice video. Nice video. Oops, sorry about that.
Seems to be an awful lot of airfields.
Yeah, Germany's
Yeah,
full
right.
of them. Germany's full of them. Welcome to the modern age.
Yeah, well, they were talking about 3 more runways in the UK.
New turn. GPS FMS 240, maintain 270 knots, 6,000 feet. Next destination, Echo Delta Delta Papa. About 7 minutes. If you get a chance to get outside your cockpit and look at some of this countryside below us, it looks really nice in orthos. OMG. Not like usual.
I'd say it almost looks real.
I concur, sir.
I don't know why, but my offers don't work. I have downloaded them, but I see only straight stuff.
Ah. This curvy river curving along below us.
Die Elbe. The river.
Oswald flying it like he stole it. Of course, she's flying Porky 2, appropriately named. Uh-oh.
I thank you, sir. Where's your smoke? Oh, that's right. Come back.
There you go. Hey, your spinners are almost the same color as the toxic green tracking smoke.
Oh yeah. Okay, I changed my dress.
No, you don't have to do that. I'm just commenting. Unless you find a bunch of aircraft running into you trying to track your green parts.
Looking at my nipples.
Oh my.
Of the Invasion Stripes display model.
Shooting over Oswald's starboard side rear quarter. It's pretty cool shit.
Come on, Ollie, catch up.
Come on, Ollie, catch up, boy.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I always seem to be a bit slow, even though I'm doing the same speed as everybody else.
Well, it depends on what your weather settings are in your individual computer. And even though we're all synchronized at 470 knots, I mean, we've noticed that for forever with flight gear. It's not necessarily, ground speed isn't necessarily the same where you are. I don't think we've ever resolved that conflict. It's why formation flying is an inexact science. We can get close, but it's like Stuart's always saying, well, you know, I'm right behind you. Don't see it that way on my screen, but you never really do know. The lag settings help a lot.
One of the podcasts I listened to, they're doing this series called Family Stories, which were people who listened to the podcast sent in like little family stories about their relatives in the Second World War. And this guy who never mentioned about him flying planes, and the one about the speed of Spitfires, he says, oh, mine used to do 400 mile an hour. And when it turned out it was a PR pilot. Photo reconnaissance.
Wow.
This is one of his trips. Two P-45 were trying to catch him up and couldn't get anywhere close. Shooting at him.
I read a story once about, and I do not know if it's true, about Spitfire, specially modified Spitfire pilots that would leave the UK and overfly reconnaissance targets in Germany. They had drop tanks, and the engine was specifically adapted for what they were doing, but they were smoking, man.
Yeah, well, they took all the armour plating out and the guns.
Exactly.
Put long-range tanks in. And I don't know if they had smooth rivets to make them go faster. Do long flights at high altitude.
Yeah, I don't remember what what the speeds and altitudes were, but I remember at the time was like my jaw hit the ground. I was like, holy shit. I mean, literally, if they had been spotted from the ground by another aircraft, by the time they got to altitude, and speed, they'd be out of fuel. I mean, it was virtually, unless someone was there waiting for them, there was just nothing they could do about it.
Then flights dead reckoning on the top.
I must have made a mistake while downloading the scenery because a mile on from where I now, there are the authors.
That's sad. Because this is well worth seeing, mate.
It's better from now on. Halle an der Saale.
Say again?
The city down below us is Halle an der Saale.
I love these little like lakes. I see that there's a nuclear plant here or something. Are these cooling elements for the plant?
The planet?
No, it looks like there's a nuclear plant here, power generating plant, and I see that there's like water holding areas around it.
It's probably, what is it saying? Is it brown coal?
Yeah, I think that you did away with nuclear power in Germany, didn't you? Going back to coal.
Go back to coal, further on to renewable energy.
Yeah, I heard that there was, in Germany particularly, there was so much wind and solar generation that they started taking the nuclear plants offline.
They are all offline, and renewable energy is at about 60% of electricity generation.
Yeah, which Donald Trump wants to turn off over here, so. Because he doesn't like them wind generators.
Yeah, well, it kills all the whales, the ones with their wind turbines on the land. All them fires in California is because they're saving water for some fish.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is there a command to reset the cockpit view? I can't see out anymore. I'm okay on the other views from external.
Control V.
Control V.
That, or if you have a mouse going, you can right click, use your right click and then left click, and it'll center everything back up again. Go back to defaults.
Or wipe the screens.
Ah.
No, it's pointing in the right direction, but it's like I'm looking inside the fuselage and I can't look out of the window.
That would suck.
Too low down somehow.
Usually that happens when I touch myself in an impure manner. So I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. Ha ha ha!
No, I can't see out at all, so I'm going to have to fly from helicopter view.
Did it just occur, or was it from the beginning?
So you do not have access to the mouse. You can't move your cockpit view around with your mouse.
Yeah, I can move it around, but I've got it so I'm pointing forward, and I can see the clouds going in the right direction. But for some reason, I'm sort of like on the floor of the cockpit, and all I can see is the top of the canopy, not the canopy, the top of the fuselage, you know. I'm just trying to adjust view
God,
position.
I can't remember what it is. Is it Control J? Resets the seating position.
We are now approaching Erfurt, the capital of Thüringen.
Woohoo!
Builder, what's the next airport we're coming up towards? So I might have to respawn because I can't see out. So tried everything. Is the next one Echo Delta Echo?
That is correct, sir. 2 minutes out, roughly.
Right, I'll give a reboot from there. All I'm getting is just flashing now,
Well, that's gonna suck.
and I can't even fly via helicopter view.
Erfurt is a really beautiful town.
All this stuff looks good in flight here. New GPS FMS heading now is 236 degrees. Final destination or midpoint destination of Echo Delta Foxtrot Echo. About 21 minutes out, but here about 10 minutes out we're going to shift left so that we can come straight in on the runway. Hey, does anybody know if that is that Frankfurt there, or they still do their controlled flight simulation stuff with ATC?
I asked a while ago about Jomo, and I got no response.
Germany is died as far as I know.
Ah!
I think he's retired.
He's dead.
Oh,
Ah!
yeah, more
His real
retired.
name was Jörg Emmerich, and it was in the forum, in the main forum.
Ah! Well, so that would be the end of the ATC control. Rest in peace, Jomo.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
indeed.
concur. Damn,
He retired beforehand.
that's
It was
okay.
maybe 3 or 4 months ago that there was the announcement in the main forum that he
Oh, fucking hell.
did a lot for German flight gear. Made a huge German manual for flight gear.
Yeah, He was quite active when he was doing this stuff. That's that contribution will be missed.
Well, the frig's going on now. My bloody throttle's not working at all.
Oh, it's always something, mate.
Well, they were working
Okay.
before.
Have we checked the autopilot?
Oh my.
Well, now I've rebooted, so the autopilot hasn't been engaged yet.
Have you got a virus?
COVID-21.
25. Thüringer Wald underneath us. We'll soon be leaving East Germany.
I thought it was unified now.
Former East Germany.
Apparently, apparently not from the folks who live there, eh?
Well, it's still in the east, is it?
It is in the east. I'm waiting until the Russians try to reclaim that. When they're done with Ukraine. Anyway.
Yeah, when they finish fucking with the easy targets.
Yeah, well, your illustrious leader is telling everybody they need to pay 5% into NATO, when America is currently paying 3.5 in.
Hey, fair is fair, man. It's amazing. It's all just amazing me. Amazes me.
Yeah, my throttle seems to be working now. It's no fun trying to take off when you're doing, you can only get 30 mile an hour.
That will suck. Especially in one of these dudes. Mitsubishi appeared out of nowhere. Oswald.
So he practiced from his kamikaze squadron.
I don't think they used those for that. I think those were like trying to intercept B-29s.
There was a news program on FlightNight, and it was 1947, and there was a B-29 going from Lincolnshire back to America, and it crashed into a mountain in Scotland or Wales, one or the other. There were 22 people on board. No, it was Wales, because they were icing up and they came down through the cloud, and the pilot thought it was over the sea.
Yeah, I saw a movie about that.
And they come down on top of a mountain. All the wreckage, the engines and stuff, is still there. And these kids were playing, and they found one of the rings what belonged to the crew, so it's getting returned to the relatives. And it was on the moors for 80 years or whatever.
Holy crap.
It was 1947, but it was a B-29.
There were 22 people on board?
Yeah, I think there would be a lot of people getting a trip, flying back home on leave and stuff.
Probably taking the crew back.
But these locals, they had a collection, they made a proper memorial to the people on board. But when they were routing through the wreckage, they found this ring, and it's engraved so they can identify who it should go back to.
Here in about 90 seconds, we're going to execute a left turn to a heading bug of 200 until we intercept the runway vector for our midpoint destination, which is 261 degrees. So we'll just come in straight and easy, man. So it'll be easy. It'll be easy.
Yeah. Easy and flight gear go together.
Easy and Warbirds don't go together. They got a mind of their own, don't they?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Oh, I think so. I love this stuff.
Fast.
Hyper performance of the day. All right, follow me. Left turn, heading bug 200, my mark. Stand by, 200. Mark. Turning left, heading bug 200. Until we intercept the runway vector of our midpoint, which is Echo Delta Foxtrot Echo at 261 degrees.
Yeah, there's some other good things that was on the radio and the TV. You know, your president is saying there's only two genders, male and female, and your gender's defined at conception, but he doesn't realise that all humans are female for the first few weeks. So that means everybody in your country is female now.
Aw, and I identify as a dude. You know the guy's full of shit, right? I mean, has anybody not picked that up yet?
Well, I just can't understand why half of your country can't realise that. I feel very sorry for the people who didn't vote for him. Must be
Oh,
terrible.
God. I have friends who are gender neutral or different in that respect that are terrified of what's going to happen here. Apparently everybody's passport, if you try to apply for a new passport, they're only recognized male or female. It can't be whatever. It's just like, dude, what are you doing?
Well, these things he's trying to pass, does that make him, does he need to be deported? Because his mother's from Scotland. Does that mean, you know, because he was born in the country, but doesn't make him a natural American?
I think there needs to be a special place in hell around here for people that think that they're natural born citizens, or that they belong here when they immigrated. You know, you got a guy whose last name is Eisenbacher who thinks he's a native Iowan. Well, get this straight, buddy. You're not. Not to pick on any
German.
Exactly. I mean, you're from someplace else.
Yeah,
well,
but they're native. After the Civil War, they were native.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. I said, no, I don't know what you mean. You're a guy with a German name that's claiming he's original, he's Native American. You're not Native American, you're an import.
Well, the only Native Americans are Indians, aren't they?
Well, duh.
They're being
Not
there
according
for
to some of
thousands
these folks.
years.
Now you're confusing native with indigenous.
Well, you know what I mean. Because the Mayflower people is 1600s. A lot of people came a lot later than that.
This whole nation was founded on immigration. The entire thing is immigration from other places of people that couldn't do it.
You are so right.
The entire foundation of this nation, as great or as weak as it is on the backs of immigrants. To turn around and start pointing fingers at people is blasphemous to me. I'm a transplant. My father was born here of immigrant parents. Come on, guys. I'm an immigrant. Gonna kick me out? Good luck with that.
Yeah, well, doing my family history, and I found out my granddad, he is in the books at Ellis Island in 1907. He was 2 years old.
And my grandparents came here from Belgium right after the First World War.
Because my great-grandmother took him looking for his father, who ended up in Canada. And ended up coming back to England and married somebody else in 1911. And went on the ship, which was a White Star Line, a predecessor of the Titanic.
Watch me right turn, GPS FMS 261, Mark. Should bring us right in on the runway. Yeah, my best buddy in high school. Say again?
Manual?
No, we're 10 minutes out.
He just turned so much quicker than I did.
I'm using the autopilot.
I haven't preloaded the flight plan. Because normally it's just scenery gathering.
Yeah, so when I found out what the hell got on because I kept it quiet, my granddad's father pissed off. He got paid to leave England because he got my great grandmother pregnant and won't marry her. The Salvation Army used to pay people to disappear to America or Canada, and he eventually ended up in Canada because he had some sons in Canada. They was in the Canadian Army in the Second World War, and they came to where my granddad lived to meet him. They're half brothers, and one of them got pissed up in London and fell out of a balcony of an hotel and broke his back.
Oh, that's gonna suck. Hey, I'm starting a minus 900 foot per minute descent right now as we're coming in. Mark. Got us at about 3 minutes and 46 seconds out of our midpoint destination of Echo Delta Foxtrot Echo. We'll descend here a bit. We're 2 degrees off of runway heading, but that ain't going to change nothing. Maintain 270 knots in the descent, please. Yeah, it's ironic because, like I said, my grandparents, my dad's grandparents came here just after the First World War from Belgium, immigrated here. And when they settled in this part of the world, the people that brought them along and showed them the ropes and helped them get themselves established were all Mexicans who are here in advance of that, which, of course, Mr. Trump wants to kick out now. It's like, what the fuck? No, excuse my French.
But the southern border with Canada, Mexico, when they first started doing it, was to keep the Chinese out, because the Chinese labourers were building the railroads and stuff, and it was to keep them out, not Mexicans originally.
The other problem that baffles the living shit out of me is, having been in business for myself for 2 decades and having lots of friends that have various ways of making their living, from fabrication to trucks, moving stuff with trucks, blah, 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 blah. Everyone I know is begging for employees. There's not enough people, particularly skilled labor, when you talk about people that can do cement work or building houses or roofing houses or automotive work or whatever. There's just not enough people here, and we want to kick people out that are coming here who have those skills. What are you, stupid? Put them on the payroll, turn them into taxpayers. Holy shit.
Well, we did it in this country. We left the EEC, and all the Europeans, they all went back home, and now we're short of everybody to do the work.
Bam! Bam! Okay, this is our runway coming up here. Slow speed 180 knots, Mark. Got myself all turgid here. Anybody not see the runway?
I see a runway.
I've overflown this, so down I go.
You going down?
Yes, sir. We're going to land here straight in. I misjudged this because I was too busy being incensed about stupid politics shit.
I'm gonna have to go round, I think. I'm far too fast. Passing runway on the right side.
We got plenty of time. Well, I made it, but I don't think anybody else can. Go around, gents. And I apologize for that.
Ah, don't worry.
He's busy rabbling about stupid
night.
shit I can't change. It's flight night! Get over it!
I got down.
Yay, look
Side
at you!
slipping.
I'm gonna say they make flaps and all kinds of weird shit for that.
No, the most
this is
effective
speaking of cool
slowing down the
airports.
side slipping. Very scary, but it really works when you can do.
I'm down, I'm really down.
I'm down, I'm down, I'm
Down,
really
down,
down.
down on the ground.
Onshore final.
Look at you!
Extremely short final.
This is a beast.
It's a beast! It'll bite your head off, too.
What's this
is
hiding
a
in
puppy.
this hangar?
I don't know, it looks like a... I don't know, like one of Stewart's famous little fast transport planes. Here comes November 66.
Got him rolling.
It's an Hercules.
Bit messy.
Little messy. Not make a mess. Clean it up yourself. And enjoy this airport. It's one of the better ones in flight here, so.
Jeebus. Is that a C-130 over there?
Appears to be, yes, sir. There's another one up here where we're parking.
The parking?
Where we're parking. It's up here about midfield, just past
Where's
the.
all these helicopters come from, Bob?
From Bill. Bill put them all here.
Jeebus. Look at them all.
Just a pity a lot of the
Welcome
other
to
airfields
Frankfurt
are not like
Egelsbach.
this. This is really well done, isn't it?
There must be a lot of crashes here for all those ADACs.
But the buildings are very well done.
Well done, Porky.
I haven't got flappy foldy things.
Aw, sucks to be you, brother.
I'd love to take one of those out, but bleh.
All right, take 5-10 minutes, get yourself relieved, and get a bite to drink or a spot to eat or whatever, and we'll meet you up here in a minute. I'm AFK.
Watch a flight. And the thing with the Spitfire pilots, when they were doing over 400 miles an hour, in a dive, they would lose control the surface response. Hence, they were subsonic. Yeah, so what I was saying earlier was the Spitfire in a dive could achieve Mach 0.8, 0.9. Control surfaces would become uncontrollable, and they would lock up. So that's how they discovered subsonic diving.
I think they had that problem with a lot of aircraft. They put dive brakes on the P-38.
Yeah, but the 38 was later than the Spitfire, wasn't it?
I do not know. I don't see how it could be, but... I did get to talk to a pilot that started his deployment in Europe in P-38s, and then they were moved to P-51s, and he wanted his 38 back.
Although it's still big in the Pacific.
Well, they were arguably the best scoring aircraft. 38 was all the aces, or the highest scoring aces in the Second World War flew the P-38. So I mean, it was capable. The problem is in the early parts of the war, they didn't have enough knowledge about what they were doing to get it done.
Charles Lindbergh did a lot of development work with teaching them how to economically for long distances in the Pacific with the P-38.
Well, the biggest problem I think with the 38 was that for a novice pilot, when he was jumped by, opposition fighters, was to get the aircraft from cruise configuration into a fighting configuration. It just took them too long. They were dead meat before it happened. And the aircraft that would have been attacking them, which would have been BF-109s and FW-190s, those guys were really good at what they were doing. They also had really great aircraft.
Is your thing pink now?
What's that?
Is your thing pink?
My thing?
Your aircraft.
Yeah, that.
No.
Not from my view.
Mine's pink.
Oh my.
Which aircraft?
Voodoo's.
Well, it's in front of me and it's blue.
Weird.
Well, I would have offered you a piece of my birthday cheesecake, but I'm going to do it virtually.
Is it pink?
Right, no. Birthday cake was chocolate coloured.
Also,
Are you ready to go?
my idle faster than Ollie's.
We all ready to go?
Hit it.
Ready.
Did it.
Rolling.
Rolling in my 5.0.
Not one of my better takeoffs.
User disconnected from your channel.
Uh-oh. make our next destination at GPS FMS 187, Mark. I am climbing at 1,200 feet per minute, and we're going all the way to 16,000 feet. Keep up.
What was the name of that last airfield?
The airfield, our midpoint,
So I've had to restart.
Echo Delta Foxtrot Echo.
Sorry, Echo.
Echo Delta Foxtrot Echo.
Echo.
Roger. Egelsbach.
Sounds like one of the Ryanair airfields, pretending to be Frankfurt, but it's like 50 miles away.
It's right next to it.
As it is in flight gear, it's an airport for police and for SAR, caddies and so on. Lots of motorways and that's lots of accident in the Frankfurt region.
Seem to have lost Porky.
Yeah, restarting.
And we lost N66.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well said. We did. Oh, dang.
Well, I've had to restart. I smashed something on the takeoff.
Me.
Even.
That's
Well-
why I got a restart.
Well, something went wrong because I did reset view and it wouldn't fly. It was flying, but it was like a wheel, a broken leg or something. Well, aircraft don't seem to damage it, don't they? It's only static thing.
It's so nice with the orthos.
Did you get your arthros back?
It's a long time ago. It's only the region from Berlin to Leipzig that was without the orthos.
Ah.
I must have made a mistake while downloading them.
Oops.
I have a Hurricane and I'm not afraid to use it.
Catching you up now.
GPS FMS heading. Currently 149er degrees.
Yeah, I think the secret to supersonic flight was the all-moving tailplane. And that's one of the things I think...
No, it was the bloody Spitfire.
Yeah, but they worked out that when you were going up to the speed of sound, it was to stop the controls locking, you had to have an all-moving tailplane, which is what they shared with the Americans, which allowed them to break the speed sound barrier, because it was going to be on the miles, speed of the barrier thing, which was cancelled by the Labour government.
You're going in the wrong direction.
I'm following everybody else.
No, in your conversation.
And I think they probably got the idea of the moving I think they got it off the Germans, to be honest. You know, these fancy flying wings and stuff.
It's all magic, mate. It's all magic. Passing through 11,400 feet on my way to 16,000 feet. I'm going to trim my climb rate to 900 feet per minute. Mark.
So what bit did I miss then about speed of the sound locking control?
Depends on who you listen to about how it came about.
Well, this was from aircraft programs with Winkle Brown, who was our chief test pilot, who flew more aircraft types, and he was going to be the pilot to fly the British speed barrier attempt, which was cancelled, which was a sort of rocket ship, and he was going to be the pilot for it. But we had to share all sorts of secrets with the Americans. That were one of the things because the original Bell X-1 had a conventional tailplane initially, and they changed it to a moving tail, which allowed them to break the speed limit, sound to speed barrier.
But my point is, Spitfire pilots discovered subsonic control locking by avoiding ME-109s from great height.
Yeah, a lot of them died as well, didn't come back because of it.
But it was reported.
But that's the sort of things what the test pilots would have been trying to establish, what you could push it to before it killed you.
So by that, then the Spitfire could do Mark 1.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get, you wouldn't live.
You wouldn't live
No, because you would
from
be in
it,
the ground.
but just meet the ground.
Because you wouldn't have any controls to get you back out.
Yeah, they had the same
But
problem with
didn't
the
they discover how to do it?
I don't know who discovered how to fix it first.
I think there
no,
was,
for
I
the
think there were
Spitfire.
some people that survived because they tried. And I think you had to do the opposite what you would normally do.
I think that's right. You had to do the opposite. So instead of pulling back, you push forward.
Yeah, it was something
Instead
like
of rolling right, roll left. But for
That's
fuck's sake,
crazy. Especially
oh,
when
it's fucking weird.
Yeah, especially when some fucker's trying to kill you.
well, I think by that time you've gone past that point.
I don't think you ever get past that point in aircraft combat.
No, but the other guy who's chasing after you is either going to crash into the ground or he's giving up.
So he's either chasing you or he's not.
But if you can see terra firma coming up to meet you very rapidly, you're more concerned about that problem.
Absolutely.
Remember they had that concept in the P-38s in a dive which would exceed Mach 1 and they would lose control of the, didn't have any control surfaces, and the point was relax and let the aircraft descend into more dense altitude, more dense air, and then your control surfaces would be functional again.
But it was because of the Spitfire dives
I
that
believe
that came about.
Could be. I just talked to
Well,
a
it
guy
had to be
that
because it's the only aircraft that reached Mach any close to that.
I don't. It depends on who you listen to. I think a lot of aircraft, fighter aircraft in particular, exceeded that Mach 1 and experienced that, but they didn't know what was going on and it wasn't documented. The pilots flying it just went like, holy shit, I can't control my aircraft anymore. And the guys who had it happen to them said, just relax until it comes into denser altitude, into denser air. Well, yeah, but then you only got 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And you're going, God knows, ludicrous speed, and you have 6 seconds to correct. How many people can pull that off? Especially when you're scared shitless and you're a new flyer. Oops, I've exceeded my altitude. Level at 16,000, or leveling at 16,000, 270 knots, GPS FMS 150. About 2 minutes out of Echo Delta Delta Sierra. There we go. Level at 16,000 yen.
I'm sorry, but I'm miles behind.
That's what they make accelerated time for, mate.
The old egg. Well, that's weird. I've got a ground speed of 333 knots.
Wouldn't be surprising.
359.
338 here.
I'm catching up with you, Voodoo.
Catch up, boy.
Spitfire is climbing slower than the Mitsubishi already.
I think that would be true. That aircraft, that Mitsubishi aircraft, was built specifically as a high altitude interceptor. So
Is it a zero or something different?
it's a Raiden, whatever. Got a huge radial engine and 4-prop radial, and it was just designed to climb fast and high and shoot its jet for about 10 minutes and then go get back down.
Well, there's
I
the
think by the
zero
time-
that made it very light, didn't there? Very thin material.
I think the Raiden was too probably would have been successful had it been introduced 2 or 3 years earlier, but it was too little too late. Kind of like some of the Luftwaffe designs that were really, really spectacular, but they just didn't get them on board fast enough.
If the aim is right, then it slows down very slowly. Can hardly get it to slow down.
Talking about the Spitfire?
No, the Raiden.
Yeah, that's a different kind of animal. I'd have to admit the FDM is a total hack. It's like Stewart's FDMs are like based in mathematics and VEX. Mine are just like, hey, what's this do? And 20 or 8 minutes and 16 seconds out of Echo Delta. What's J? What's J? Juliet! Echo Delta Juliet Alpha. Ta-da! Thank you, gents.
Don't forget Romeo and Juliet.
Ha! We'll say one thing for the Spitfire, that is the most attractive aircraft. It just looks fast and deadly.
Do you have a lot of two-seaters in America where you can pay and have a flying?
In terms of,
Well, in the UK now, there's quite a few companies which have converted Spitfires into two-seaters. And there's two-seaters Spitfires, there's one two-seat Hurricane, and think the P51 you can actually fly in 2 seats from standard without having to do much work to it. So basically, if you can pay £3.5 grand, you can go for a jolly flying one.
I know there's quite a few places here that are doing this, like laser tag kind of thing with Warbirds. I don't know about 2-seater stuff. I would assume they would be able to take, like, have a pilot and then have a student or a, you know what I'm saying, like an instructor type patron deal, or you know, we're 2 people where one's in control of the aircraft, but the other one gets to play fighter pilot.
I've seen that because one of our he used to be a motorbike racer in the UK. He's a lorry mechanic and he's done a lot of TV programs.
Guy Martin.
And he was training to
Guy Martin.
fly a fighter, and that's one of the training exercises he had to do in 2 planes, and they had to fly with experienced pilots and do dogfighting.
Well, I'm in.
Did you say that Guy Martin one he did flying a jet in the Alps?
Oh God.
He was flying with this old guy who was about 80, and I think it was a vampire or something like that, and it's probably where we're going, that sort of area in Switzerland. And the idea was they were flying without over the top of the mountains without poking up into the radar. So it was up and down into the valleys and stuff.
Yeah, but we do that on a weekly basis.
Sorry, say that again.
We do that on a weekly basis.
Yeah. It's a nice job
but
if you
the
can get
pop-up
it.
is MAV2.
Yeah, they're repeating all his TV programs on one of the cable channels, and there's hundreds and hundreds of programs he's done on quiet.
I have the weirdest kind of scenery failure ever. I've got a little square postage stamp of scenery below me, and everything else there is none.
That's flight gear.
Ta-da!
Sometimes you do get squares of black where there isn't anything, and that's actually in the scenery tiles.
No, this is just missing scenery. It's all white.
I have scenery, but again without authors.
No, I'm getting big lags as the scenery loads in. Well, whatever. Minutes out of Echo Delta Juliet Alpha. I am at 16,000 feet, 270 knots. Ground speed says 338. And I see mountains ahead. We'll be pulling the same trick at our final destination as we did with our midpoint destination, which I'll cut south until we intercept the runway vector, and then we'll descend in an orderly manner. This time I promise not to be distracted and stupido.
Lost Pokey.
Oops.
I hope we won't distract you.
No, I distract myself. I have a mind like a bear trap. Things wander in and get mangled. Our new GPS FMS 143 degrees. Just take out my scenery bag. Next destination, Echo Delta 02.
You think with that wind, he's lucky his caravans didn't blow away, unless they pinned to the ground. Because if he was powerful enough to knock trees down.
Well, I'm thinking if trees are leafed out fully, they probably get broke off, and if they're like it is here in the Midwestern U.S., shits get strong enough to start. That kind of stuff starts breaking off trees and throwing them around. Whoa.
So whereabouts in the world do you live, Oz?
In Germany, quite nearby where we went today.
I've only ever been through Germany on a coach trip on the way to Austria. That's the only time I've been. And it was a long 18 hours on the coach. We set off Friday morning and got there evening meal time on the Saturday.
Where did you go?
Went to Zellensee in Austria.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It was a works holiday trip from where I worked. But it was by coach, which I wouldn't recommend to anybody. Because there weren't long distance coaches, they were like normal day trip coaches, so at night time you had no space to try and sleep. You couldn't even stretch out. Right?
Team building type of thing.
Sorry, say that again.
For team building or something like that.
No, it was the social club at the company I worked at organised holiday trips. And he just paid him money, and me and the other guy who was an apprentice there and a few others, we all went. It was 18-year-olds. Fantastic place, I didn't want to come home.
Would seem to be a beautiful place.
When the sun's out and the light on the lakes and stuff and the mountains, it's fantastic.
Okay, when we pass over this destination of Echo Delta 02, we're going to assume a heading bug of 180 degrees, maintain 16,000 feet, 270 knots. There it is. We're going to turn right to a heading bug of 180 mark. This approach to Innsbruck is like nasty.
It's interesting.
Interesting. I like the way you say that. Interesting.
I think Salzburg is one of the most dangerous airports to fly into because of the bad weather in the mountains.
That's a naughty one too. It's naughty.
But tried an IFR approach to Innsbruck in misty weather.
In real life or flight sim?
Flight sim.
Well, the problem is you got nowhere to go, have you? If you get it wrong, if you're in the valley,
there's nowhere to go.
Either plough into a mountain top in the bad weather, and that's the other problem. When you get bad weather, it is bad. And if you get it wrong, you just had it.
Looking for a
There are
GPS.
procedures for going around.
Yeah, if you're in a commercial air, I think you've probably got the climb rate to get out. But if you're in something smaller, you might not have the power, maybe.
Looking for a GPS FMS of 7.6, so.
Spitfire should do to climb out.
I would think so.
Yeah, well, you don't get many Spitfires at this time, this now. Just looking at the moving map, there's an awful lot of peaks. There's more trig points on the map than
Oh yeah.
soft mic.
Watch me for the left turn to GPS FMS 81. Stand by. Mark, turning left, GPS FMS 81 degrees. When
I've been to Aarhus and it looks amazing.
It is amazing. When I say go or mark, we're gonna start descending at minus 1,200 feet per minute. That would be mark. P-38 is easy to spot looking behind though. It's got a distinctive airframe.
Well, I like it because it's tricycle undercarriage and I can land it. Whereas the tail draggers, I can hardly get them off the ground without them tipping over.
Tail draggers are a pain in the butt. It's an acquired taste.
Well, at the time it was a sensible option, wasn't it, when you had a big propeller in front?
Oh yeah. Increasing descent rate to minus 2,000 feet per minute. Stand by. Mark, descending at 2,000 feet per minute. Still too high. Slow speed 180 knots. Mark. We're way high. You think you guys can make it, or well, let's go past and come in from the other direction.
once you're down in the valley, you can.
Yeah, we can go past the
yeah,
place. We'll just loop over and come in from the other direction. Loop over and head back, guys. Parking up on the right, coming in this way as well.
Gear down. Somebody went flying overhead fast.
Yeah, like a bat out of hell.
Oh, that would be you then.
No, I'm on the ground.
Ah.
Where's the reverse thrust? Looks as if your aircraft is going to sleep.
It is. It's tucked its little head underneath its wings. It's going to take its little nap.
Hope it has a good napping.
Well done, you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, excellent flight as normal.
Good looking stuff.
Thank you, Voodoo.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
Thanks
the
for coming.
offers, Ollie.
Good looking stuff, kids. Well, I guess Alex has got next week, so I get a reprieve for a week. So we'll take Tammy out for Indian food. Woohoo!
Dear Lord, good night.
Good night, Ozzy. Thanks for coming. I'm going to kill the video, so say good night, kids.
Yeah, see you all next week.